legend of the White Snake. A legend telling of a white snake spirit that descended from Mount Demei to Hangzhou, a city of mortal men, and how her tale ended with the villainous Fa Hai trapping her beneath the Thunder Peak Pagoda. The tale easily brandishes Fa Hai as the true villain. However, with any story, it is vulnerable to the vice of bias. It is said that a truly well-written villain believes in full that what he or she is doing is for a just cause in their own mind, that he or she believes that they are doing something right. Fa Hai was a well-written villain. I was doing something right. If only they knew of my past experiences with the White Snake. If only they knew how she was a truly venomous serpent. I know this, as I was a spirit myself, studying the way of the Tao to find enlightenment and immortality. It is true that the White Snake had studied for 1,700 years, but it is never said how she came to acquire such knowledge, and under who she studied. After 900 years of study on her own, she had turned to me to be her tutor. I, of course, was very willing to share my knowledge with her, as I was well versed in my studies in the way of the Tao, close to earning my place amongst the immortals. It was from me that she learned the finesse of the martial arts, of restoration of living and non-living things, and the ability to call upon spirits of her chosen element. She had learned well. She had retained all that I had taught her. I was impressed. But she was so insistent to learn more, and she had wanted something more than tutelage. She wanted something more intimate. It is true, we were companions, close companions, for a long time even. But after I had expounded all of my knowledge to her, she simply wanted more. I knew of sacred relics that would further the enlightenment of any spirit, even my own. The White Snake had sought them. She was so persuasive in having me retrieve them for her, finding special arrangements to have them given to her. It wasn't until she heard of the Lingshong Bowl that things began to grow weary. The Lingshong Bowl was the most sacred of the artifacts that I knew of, practically forbidden for spirits to use in fear of what it could do. But she was so insistent that I retrieve it for her while she would be free of any blame. She was willing to risk my own progress towards immortality for the simple sake of furthering hers. I began to question her devotion to me. I began to see how much of a venomous beast she was, how manipulative she was. I saw that her care was merely a means to an end. When I had said that I would not retrieve the bowl for her, things began to get worse. She had repeatedly demanded that I retrieve the bowl, nearly threatening me. I denied her continuously. She then lashed out in rage over me, attacking me with the very skills that I had taught her. It was then my duty to put down this snake, as she was not deserving of the title of a spirit, let alone immortality. Soon she and I waged a bloody war, her servants of water and my followers of air clashing in a seemingly unending battle. decided that she had finally defeated me. With her power, she had stripped me as my status of spirit and banished me to the world of mortal men below. My name was struck from the memory of every spirit, even my own. I fell to the earth at the peak of Golden Mountain. I rose from the dust as a human with the soul of a spirit. I had been denied my right to immortality, a boon that I had worked towards for hundreds of years. I was trapped in the world of men, with only a small power of a spirit left to guide me. I decided to share my knowledge of enlightenment with the Buddhist monks of what would become Hangzhou. We built a golden monastery on top of the very mountain I descended to. Through study and meditation, I was able to regain a small fraction of my original power as a spirit, able to call on my spirits of the air to aid me when needed, as well as the power to prolong my life for a time. Through the generations, I have gone by many names, the most recent being Fa Hai. I had finally made peace with myself, leading the good people of Hangzhou through the teachings of Buddha. That is, until the white snake descended from her home atop Mountain Mei to Hangzhou. I could sense that she was still looking to further her progress towards immortality. She was even willing to give medicine to the people to fool them into believing that she was a blessing. I could not allow her venom to taint the innocent people of Hangzhou. She was manipulating a particular individual by the name of Xu Shen, much in the way that she had once manipulated me. She had married and even took on a child with the man. I could only suppose that this Xu Shen was the one thing standing in between her and immortality. I had approached Xu Shen, convincing him to give the white snake, his wife, a cup of Rialgar wine, which would force the white snake to abandon her human form and reveal her true monstrous self. That very image was enough to kill him, and I had believed that would give the white snake enough of a reason to abandon Hangzhou and her path to immortality. But apparently, that wasn't enough. She had managed to revive Xu Shen with her herbs and her medicine. It was time that I took on drastic measures to make sure that the white snake was put down for good. It came to a point where I had to imprison Xu Shen to lure the white snake to me. Within the safety of the Golden Temple, she had no power over me. When she arrived, it nearly surprised me as to how beautiful she was as a human woman. It was also surprising that she did not even recognize me as she saw me. We had then engaged in combat, with water and air fighting once again as utter rivals. I had perfected my martial arts since I last fought the snake. The fact that she was also bearing a child made it that much easier to defeat her and unleash a final strike. But an unexpected thing happened. Her companion, Green Snake, engaged me shortly after the white snake was stunned. She seemed so naive and novice, but alas, she had defeated me, dealing a deadly wound to my mortal body. Perhaps I underestimated her. Or perhaps her naivete made her that much more unpredictable. In any case, I was swallowed by the monsoon and driven far away from the Golden Mountain. While my mortal body was wounded, my spirit endured. I knew I could not face the White Snake directly. It would be suicide. But there was one thing that could defeat her. The Ling Shang Bowl, capable of trapping any being within its sacred pool of light. I knew exactly where it was, but hundreds of years of the earth changing made it difficult to reach the location. But finally, after a month of search, I had the bowl in my hands, its radiance welcoming me as if I was an old friend. It was then time that I would return to Hangzhou and punish the White Snake for her wrongdoings. At last, at the birth of the new year, the Lingshang Bowl rang beautifully, trapping the White Snake and sending her to the depths beneath the Thunder Peak Pagoda, where she would live in suffering for the rest of eternity. My revenge was complete. I think she understood the irony of the situation at that moment. That the one thing that she had sought before that would lead her to immortality was the one thing that would deny her of such a boon. I think that she even remembered who I was. From time to time, I passed the pagoda in gladness, knowing that one less demonic spirit was inhabiting the world of man and spirit. But I can sense someone that may have the power to release her. Perhaps it's that beastly unison of snake and man, Dream Dragon, the son of White Snake. Or perhaps that novice Green Snake may finally become so enlightened to do it herself. And what of Shushan? No, he is but a mortal man. He couldn't even comprehend the power it would take to release the White Snake. But as for the dragon and the green one, I will watch them closely, for I intend to make sure that the White Snake's sentence is carried out in full. An eye for an eye, the denial of true enlightenment, and a seat amongst the immortals. Amitabha Buddha.